I'd like to welcome the Minister to the House, and I'd like to say first of all that I wholeheartedly agree with the issue in relation to homelessness, that the Minister has prioritised this. I think it's extremely important. Senator Hayden has covered a lot of the area in relation to homelessness, so I hope I don't be cause of repetition. I do broadly support the specific ring fencing of 45 million in relation to dealing with this whole issue, but I don't envy the Minister's task, because this problem requires a lot more money than 45 million. I do fully respect that the Minister is fighting at every opportunity for extra budget, but nonetheless it's a very difficult situation that we're in. We need a proactive approach to tackling homelessness in the country, and I say in the country because it's not just in the cities, but obviously the biggest problem is in Dublin City due to the fact of the population density. I think that recent CSO statistics will show that part of this problem is that house prices in Dublin have gone up by 15 to 20% in the last year alone, and there is a shortage of housing stock. This partly explains the reasons why more people are presenting as homeless in Dublin at the moment. But there's also another reason, and that reason is the continuous attitude of the banks to people who are in mortgage distress. What we are seeing is more and more houses being taken back, and this is inevitably leading to people becoming homeless. This is no solution to the problem. The banks, and we are in this House fed up with requesting action from the banks and action from government to tell the banks what they need to do. Because the problem is, very simply, if somebody can't pay their mortgage, they're put out on the side of the street and they present Minister to a local authority to be housed. That is not a solution. Surely some work can be done with the banks if they take some interest share in the house and allow people to remain in the houses. I was shocked to see the statistic about the number of families that are presenting as homeless. Full families, not just individual people. And they are all people and they are all human beings. And over the last number of months, I have engaged with many people who are homeless in this city, simply by talking to them on the street when I meet them. And the stories that I have been told by these people are not atypical stories that everybody likes to think that somebody is homeless because they have a drug problem or a drink problem or something else. They are very human stories of people for various reasons. For example, one woman I met was the subject of being beaten by her husband and was forced to leave her house, and she chose the street rather than the environment she had to live in at home. So these are real people with real stories, and we should never lose sight of that. It's very important. I do commend the work that has been undertaken under the Social Impact Investment Project. This is a collaborative effort to try and limit and help people who are homeless. In this regard, Minister, I look forward to hearing the outcome of the research that you have commissioned, and I hope that you might give us some information on that in relation to rent controls this evening. The establishment of the Homeless Oversight Group was a good move by you, Minister, and I'm glad to hear that they feel that government targets by 2016 are achievable given the current budgets. I have to say I need some convincing of that, but they have stated that and I'm willing to hear them out on it. It's important that resources that are available are leveraged in the appropriate manner and for the best possible results. The specific difficulty, Minister, that people are facing with homelessness is one issue, and I've dealt with that. The other issue is the housing lists that we have across the country. Somewhere in the order of 80,000 people are awaiting housing. And I do welcome the fact, Minister, that you have ring-fenced this year specific funding for local authority housing. 30 million, I wish it was 300, 30 million as I understand, and it is a start to get back to building houses. When it comes to this area, Minister, I'm a traditionalist, and I believe that the most straightforward and best solution to our housing needs is for local authorities to build houses and to house people on lists. There is some good work going on through social housing organisations. But notwithstanding that, the best solution is to build houses and house people. And that has proven to be the solution that brought down the housing lists in this country. It will also help to provide employment for people who are unemployed in the construction industry at the moment. And Minister, Senator Hayden listed, I think, just 4 items that she would like you to advance. I suppose my one request to you in relation to this would be to seek to increase the budget for the construction of council local authority housing. I think that is the best solution to the problem, and it's the solution that we can stand over in the context of provision. There are all sorts of difficulties with long-term leasing and ROS and all of the other ideas, and quite simply, Irish people don't like these concepts. They're forced into them, they're forced to accept them. But from my discussions over 20 years in local government, what people want and what they still want are local authority houses to be built, to be appointed as a tenant, and if their economic situation improves, that they can eventually buy out their house. I'll leave it with that.